We'll be graphing 3x plus 2y equals 4. So if you, for this notes, you will need a piece of graph paper and a ruler with your pencil. So one way we've learned how to graph is to use y equals mx plus b, 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 where the m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. Now, if you notice that our equation doesn't fit that y equals mx plus b, but we can solve for y. So I'm going to grab my highlighter, and remember during chapter 1 we solved for y, and that's what we're going to be doing here. That was that skill we practiced, and we're going to be utilizing that to get it into our y equals mx plus b, b form. Well, it's called slope-intercept form. So we want to get it into that slope and y-intercept. So to do that first, remember, we need to move this 3x to the other side. So to cancel out that 3x, we subtract 3x from both sides. Remember, we can't add it or subtract it from the 4 because that 4 doesn't have an x. So we're just going to keep them separate. Those zero out, and we're left with 2y, which is highlighted, equals, and then remember when we talked about it's better to put that x first? This is it, where the slope is before that. So our slope, though, is not -3. It's part of that, but it is not the slope until we get y by itself. See how y up here is by itself? So y needs to be by itself. So to get y by itself, we have to divide by 2. And if we divide this side by 2, we have to divide each of these by 2. And that was another skill we practiced. So 2 divided by 2 on the left-hand side cancels out to a 1y equals, and our slope is -3/2. Now remember, our slope is not -3/2 x, it's just the number in front, this number in front of x. So, and then we can simplify 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I'm going to start with my y-intercept. My y-intercept here is 2, but remember, we have to always write our y-intercept as a coordinate pair with 0, 2. So make sure if you need to pause to write down this solving first, and to get your coordinate pair 0, 2 to in there, pause the video and get all that information in there. Now the next part is our slope, and we want to make sure we do it correctly, so we write down the change in y over the change in x, and those are the things that we do to help us get the right answer. And our slope is -3 is our change in y, and 2 is our change in x. Remember, it's just the number in front of x. We call that the coefficient, but it's just those numbers in front. So now we can plot our points. 0, 2 is our first point, and then to get all the other nice points, we take our slope of -3, which is our change in y, so down 3, and to the right 2. Put a little point. Down 3 to the right 2. Down 3 to the right 2. All the way to the edge of the down 3 to the right 2 to the edge. And we got that point. So that is the point we are going to look for in when we see how accurate you're going to be graphing. Now we need to go the other direction. So I just start with some point in the middle here. So left 2, up 3. Left 2, up 3. Left 2, up 3. Left 2, up 3. And remember, when you're making your points, we're not making huge points. Like I'll show you one over here. We're not doing one of these because we can't tell where the little crosshairs. We're just kind of making a little point so we can find that reference crosshairs. So it was left 2. Notice how I went down here to get my pattern again. Left 2, up 3. Left 2, up 3. Oh, I should cross somewhere about here, but I'm not quite sure because I'm off the graph. So now I will line up my 2 edge points and get a nice straight line through those crosshairs. Oh, sorry. Where'd my graph? There it is. So I was looking at my ruler and I grabbed that side. So I need to take my time finding my points and drawing that graph all the way through those points. Nice. Putting arrows on the end because those are the things we're going to be looking for. So here's the check that we're going to be looking for these. Does it go through 0, 2 as my y-intercept? Does my slope follow this point all the way down here? And to check that one, it's 8, negative 10 is down here. And this point up here that I would check would be negative 4, positive 8. And if those are the main points that I'm going to be looking for, and then of course arrows on each end, and it goes outside the box. And that is first what we call manipulating to get y equals mx plus b.